Well, why don't you unblur the messages? Okay. Okay. We're unblurring. Let's see. Florida, can a adult file child abuse after 18 years? That's the first thing she sent. Done playing, sent to you, lawyer and police tomorrow. Which she sent a Google of Florida, can adult file charged abuse after 18 years. And then she sent, see, the person without legal authority and with the intent to induce another person against that other person's will to perform act or to refrain from performing unlawful act. I don't know what this is about. Okay, but that's what she sent to the police and the lawyers. The next one is the person threatens to cause the results described in paragraph A of this subsection. I never threatened anything, but okay, she's sending these, and I'm just gonna put this out here. I'm pretty sure a lawyer would be very aware of the things that she is Googling and sending to the police, because I mean, she really says that she has sent this to the police and to the lawyers, and it's literally just Googling, like, laws with no evidence that I've done anything. It's just a bunch of Googles. Okay, these are Googles that she's sending to the police and to her lawyer who has been dead for 60 years. So where is she sending any proof that I did any of this? Okay. So here's the proof. Hi, you don't know me and never will. I'm just curious if you're aware that your mother-in-law... Oh, she's marked stuff out. Hold on, I can show you that full message. Okay, so this is the message that I sent to Jalen Jones Mackey, who is the mother of the children that Kathy is putting on her YouTube, proclaiming that they're so much better than me that they'll never have to live in a Section 8 because they're perfect children. So I messaged their mother, and I said, hi, you don't know me and never will. I'm just curious if you're aware that your mother-in-law, Kathy Mackey, is using your children to dehumanize and belittle a family member, me, who has been homeless for years, proclaiming proudly that her grandchildren will never be in a Section 8 and anyone who is should be ashamed of themselves. I'm aware Kathy is manipulative. She's my aunt. But using children to belittle disabled adults is really gross. And I'd hate for your children to face backlash later for the use of their images to degrade others in a bad situation. Her channel is Aunt Kathy's Storytime. Do what you will with this information. I'm simply letting you know about the family you've married into who are using your children for manipulative purposes online. I personally can't have kids, but if I could and they were used for such hatred, I would not be okay with it and would want to be aware. That's the one single message that I sent this person. Okay, so we'll go back to Kathy's proof. All of this stuff that she sent to her lawyers and her everything in Florida. So she has... For one thing, right, she broke up the message that I sent to Jalen to look like I sent her 20 fucking messages when I sent one message. She has made it appear that I've sent a lot. And I would like to point out that since Jalen didn't get this message, that means that Kathy is in control of her family's Facebook accounts. Kathy got this message. Okay, so this is something she says, I guess she took this off of my Facebook, December 15th, 2015. I feel sick thinking about things I shouldn't, upset over people who don't deserve my energy. 2 months ago, a man stood in my grandmother's home and told me if she died, he would move in and he would take care of me. I thought he was my best friend. I spent all my money to help drive him to and from work and took him to movies. I even slept with him. When Meemaw died, he couldn't be bothered to help me. When he found out the inheritance would take a while, he decided to step away until it comes in. He stopped responding to my messages. It was never me he wanted. It was just Meemaw's money he loved. I feel like that's all anyone really loves anymore. We don't live in a world where people love people anymore. In today's America, money is all that matters. Without it, no one even cares if you're alive or not. I have no idea what this is threatening, but she has sent this message that I put on my Facebook from 2015 to lawyers and police saying that it is a criminal threat. Okay. Okay, now she sent them a screenshot of a video I made explaining that the apartment my grandmother lived in was very small. And Kathy's insinuation that my grandmother would have had to stumble a long way to fall against that piano was completely, it didn't hold up to any of the actual evidence, because the way the living room was set up, the piano, there was a little space in between the chair and the piano for the table that Meemaw put the phone on. So she stands up, hangs the phone up, loses her balance, stumbles backwards, and falls. It's not an unreasonable thing to believe happened. But she's sending this to... She sent all of this to the police. These phone numbers, I don't know whose phone number she's sending to the police, but she sent them to the police. Remember that she has said all of this has been sent to the police and to her lawyers. Oh, is this the life that you're healing from? Many people, both online and off, see a young person and assume they're healthy, that they haven't lived long enough to be hurt in a serious way, and they must just be lazy and on drugs. I'm a homeless woman, and I get asked every day why I don't just get a job. It's a hurtful question for someone with mental issues. For one, because I'd love nothing more than to be able to work. But I'm not in a place mentally where I can right now. And for two, because it assumes a job will fix everything, when in reality, money doesn't fix anything. We need it for survival, of course, but if you're a miserable being, no amount of money will make you happy. Before I was homeless, I had money. I lived on an island in Florida in a $1 million condo, ate out every day, had the best of everything. I wasn't happy. I tried to kill myself repeatedly for years after the incident that caused my PTSD. So she's asking if the life where I had everything was what I'm healing from, when I'm very clearly stating that I was miserable during that time because of the effects of my PTSD. So yes, Kathy, I am healing from my PTSD. That PTSD is exactly what I'm still healing from. Yes, it is. What are the police going to do with this information? Just tell me what the police are going to do with this information that you sent them. Let's see. Okay, this is her sending a screenshot of me asking people to help me find the will, because I received a very long message right after my grandmother passed away assuring me that there was a will, that I had been left everything, that everything was going to be okay. For some reason, she is sending that to the police and saying that it's part of the threats and the extortion. Let me see. February 16th. I bought myself an early birthday gift and it doesn't work. In the store, it's an hour away, only gives store credit. So basically, I threw away $100 for my birthday this year. New recipe to try in the bread maker tonight. It's honey wheat. That's supposed to be like what you get at Outback Steakhouse. Gee, I bet the police are getting their handcuffs ready. Water, lights, cable, internet. I even got Netflix. Yesterday was busy and stressful, but I pushed myself to get it all done, and now today I can relax and clean and be thankful that tonight I won't be cold or hungry and can even take a hot bath in my own bathtub. Again, the police must be getting their handcuffs ready. This is just... I mean, this is horrible. Honestly. These are just the most disturbing threats to children that I've ever seen in my life. Let's see, I'm not lying. My cousin Felicia was born with a hand deformity. Pretty sure her feet too. Alright, I'm going to ask Kathy and your sister about it. If they corroborate your story, I'll make sure to state as such. While I got your ear, so you know, I've never sent your info to Kenneth, so you could, if they wanted to. Every letter is open and read and then Xerox. No pictures can be sent, just text. Okay. So now, okay, I get it, right? Because, right, she's sending this to lawyers, and the lawyers are going to find videos where I'm talking about Virgie sending my information to Kenneth in prison, and so she is sending this specific screenshot so that the lawyers already have it in their heads that I'm lying about that and that never happened. Right, okay, yeah, you sent them the really important stuff. And that's it. That's the last of the messages that she sent me. So, yeah. And just so y'all can see that I'm not making that up, these are actually the messages that she sent. Like, I just scrolled through them faster so that you could get a better picture, but she actually sent these, right? Answer about this. You go. Let's go. Okay, I will answer about this. Right? I can easily answer about this post. When my grandmother got sick, or when she broke her hip and went to the hospital, I had two friends. Their names were Chad and Terry. They were gay men. And they promised that they would be there for me because I had nobody else. That's all it was. They promised they would be there for me. After she passed away, they did move in. They wound up using me and taking everything I had and then abandoning me. I don't know why a lawyer or a police officer would care, except that she's trying to make it look like I murdered my grandmother. Because she's saying, well, she was malnourished. Yes, she was. And if you look up her medical records, you'll find that she was in the hospital for months. The year that she passed away, she had been in the hospital, unable to eat, with doctors begging her to eat. You can't tell people that I starved her to death when there are medical documentation that she would not eat when she was in the hospital. If somebody is so sick that they're refusing to eat, it is not your fault if they become malnourished. The doctors in the hospital could not get my grandmother to eat. They had to bring out the special cheese from his personal refrigerator to get her to eat anything. That had nothing to do with me. That was literally her being sick. She was very, very, very sick. But y'all wanted to see what those messages were, so there they were. That's what the police got. That's what her lawyer, who died in the 1960s, received. Y'all tell me why nothing ever came of it. Maybe because it's all ridiculous. This was something that she came up with while she was on pills. Because none of it makes any sense. Nobody would send this stuff to a lawyer and expect a lawsuit to go through. There was not a single threat in any of those messages. There was not a single threat in any of those screenshots.